Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes, right, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Faymonville Approach between the Southeast. We've got Helpinghans fighting here for Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzer Division versus the Northwest. Got insane DevM fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 1st Mechanized Corps. We got here Jaeger Infantry, Osttruppen, and Mobile Defense for Hans with Triple Infantry versus DevM, who goes straight ahead for Armoured Assault here with Triple Infantry as well. Armoured Assault definitely has become one of the more popular Soviet doctrines as of late, with a sniper start as well here from DevM. That's definitely quite aggressive, particularly since the way he's doing it is in fact with no infantry in forehand. Most players, if they go for sniper start, usually gets out a few more troops before pushing for the sniper. DevM, he's just going for a cold start into snipers. That's very bold. That does mean he risks losing more territory. Hans can gain up more good positions versus DevM. But he's on the hand then banking on just the sniper having sufficient impact that would bleed out Hans. In the early game, that was just slowly pushing him. Still, very risky move here from DevM. Very risky move. Hans laying down sandbags for points here. Very aggressive with the MD-42 bar. Though not, he's doing it in support with the Pioneers, so he doesn't run the machine gun into any problems here. But still, very aggressive push there from Hans. Sniper moving in here. And DevM is playing very aggressive with this as well. I mean, again, he's risking, losing severe map control here to Hans if he's not careful. Yet he's still ranging in there. He's trying to sort of put himself into this frustrating position there for Hans. Going for his cuff bomb there. Sniper hanging behind here. This is definitely looking to be an aggressive match. We get penal troops on the way there. I mean, most of the players at the moment is just, conscripts and maximum, but there are a few sort of going for penal troopers, and DevM is clearly looking to maybe try and forge a path here, since well, the penal troopers aren't exactly bad at all. But again, they do hit a bit slower than conscripts, which of course does delay things a bit. But again, DevM here clearly showing he doesn't care. He believes in their impact. We can see their Hans immediately going for a counter sniper in response to DevM's sniper. Try and put a stop to that. We'll have to see how that works. But there goes. Penal troopers there, Strafnicki out for DevM with their SVT-40 semi-automatic rifles. Almost wiping Hans' MD-42 in the south. They're forcing retreat, grabbing the Carth point back. Northern fuel from secured here by Grenadier. And we got the sniper almost down there for Helpinghans. So it's another team then moving up. And shots fired there. Pioneer drops. With another penal trooper squad on the way there for DevM. He is committed to the penal trooper. You see the Hans immediately ordering his to hold fire. He is not going to risk it. He wants that third sniper dead, and DevM is sort of ranging behind. He's probably to an extent expecting a German sniper, but at the same time, he's not quite as concerned about as Hans is about DevM sniper. So in that regard, DevM knows his initiative, so he plays his sniper correctly. He can still do a lot of damage while frustrating Hans and just essentially negating any counter time. I mean, even then, this is 360 manpower. You have to keep in mind that's doing nothing for Hans. Absolutely nothing. So, even if DevM knows how the sniper, as long as he plays his number correctly in just the rear lines, he can actually pretty much just force Hans to waste these 360 manpower until he makes a mistake, in which case DevM can rake up a lot of kills with this sniper and he can just slow down Hans a lot. So, this sort of game here can be a bit dangerous depending on how cautiously you want to play it. Of course, Hans is, not going to do anything with the sniper, part because, again, he wants to catch them with sniper, but again, what if he makes the wrong choice and they need to get counter at which point this is just going to be a massive 360 manpower loss. But even then, it's just 360 manpower for now doing nothing. So that can even then still be a benefit there for DevM. And again, so far at least he's playing to an extent. I feel like there's a sniper. Again, he's keeping it very farther behind here. So he's probably aware of it. He's just trying to frustrate Hans. He might even be hoping to bait Hans into makes their goal, wiping the Pioneers. A notable loss there for Hans in the early game. More penals on the way there for DevM, and the sniper, and the Pioneer in particular hurt for the Wehrmacht, since they kind of need those to build up and tech. So the loss of the Pioneers, there will definitely be something that's going to slow down Hans. Also means he can't get out any other troops essentially. So really just a double nasty there from DevM. Penals are attacking force. That's not hanging about. And you can note there, DevM is sort of really trying to keep the sniper at the edge, at the very periphery of things. He's trying to ensure the sniper doesn't get into sort of really near big entanglements, because he is very much anticipating that counter sniper from Hans. He's very much anticipating it. And he's basically moving about a sniper in such a manner that makes it hard for Hans to predict where the snipers will also get close to it easily. So DevM has really got the counter sort of sniper play in mind. Oh, scheisse. Hans' sniper almost got spotted. And now, of course, he has to somehow get it all the way up there without getting spotted. And, of course, the funny thing is, and again, DevM knows probably it's there. Again, he just does know exactly where it is. So there's some interesting things. There go Penal's flank about. He's probably in part doing this to, of course, continue to just keep Hans a bit unseated. But he also might just try to try and flush out the sniper with these sort of deeper flanks as well. I mean, again, if he can catch the sniper and wipe him, I mean, again, that's going to be massive for DevM. Instead of taking up, he's probably going to go for 2-2 to help counter the sniper. Sniper being healed up, we got makes out there for DevM. Very good choice there. Had some hits there from the German Grenadier. They certainly don't like those Heckenschütze. Fun fact, no one likes snipers. Like, if you were a sniper, you were caught by the enemy, usually you'd not be taken as a prisoner of war, you'd just be shot on the spot. Like, no one likes snipers. Hell, the Americans executed a lot of Germans. For example, normally they suspected of being snipers. Like, they didn't even prove, they just think, alright, this guy's a sniper, we kill him. Like, basically, snipers and flamethrower operators were pretty much universally hated, and if caught, shot. So a little fun fact there. Like to make a nice company for Helpinghans, of course DevM knows, thanks to radio intercept here from Armoured Assault. He is pushing his penal troopers very aggressively. As you note, they're both low in health and actually not full squad size either, but DevM is just playing so aggressively, so boldly, and I think to an extent relying on the sniper so much here, he doesn't particularly care a lot. Also a bit of harassment here, very good. And DevM here going for the support and combination stuff. He's not trying to push ahead, he's actually sort of side-taking here. Might be thinking field guns because he's anticipating 2-2-2s. Again, he's heard the like to make a nice company being built, so I mean, to anticipate the 2-2 of course is the right decision here. I mean, he could go for anti-tank rather than his penal troopers. I mean, he's primarily relying on the sniper to deal a lot of the anti-infantry damage, but if you really don't want to do them, of course, keep them ready to do with infantry. Going for the field gun here is the right choice. I mean, DevM's making a lot of interesting decisions here versus Helpinghans. He's making a lot of interesting decisions, and a lot of them are basically predicated on the fact that DevM's just, in many ways, he has the initiative. He's making the decisions. He's making the calls. And again, he's got the intelligence advantage thanks to radio intercept, so he can anticipate to a large degree what Hans is doing and cut it off. So he's basically making all of these calls here. Almost got the penal troopers there. That would be quite nasty for DevM. 2-2 arriving, of course. DevM knows. DevM knows. Of course, radio intercepting was not something that was unique to the Serbs. The Germans did a lot. For example, during Normandy, they actually listened quite a bit to the Americans' things and actually, did some stuff based on it. In fact, in one case, I think it was around Cherbourg, not Cherbourg, but Saint-Lô. I can't quite remember. There's some kind of French town. But basically, they managed to capture an entire American radio truck with all the codes and everything. I was basically just able to listen into everything. For example, there. So, I mean, radio intercepting was not, for example, something unique to the Soviets in that sense. Again, the Germans utilised it a lot. Field gun away there for DevM. It says 3 again to counter the 2-2. Hans here committing to double 2-2s. A bold, aggressive move here. But again, can put a lot of pressure on DevM, can make it hard for him to use the infantry. And of course, more importantly, it has a good chance of killing the sniper. Finally. Bunker up there for Hans, healing on the way. We got one light machine gun team up for Hans. He's going the other fuel point. Each enough, he's not tried to reclaim the northern fuel. There you go, Stefani caught here by the MD42, laying out a furious fusillade here from inside the house. And there you go, to the track up north, catching the penal troopers here. Heavy autocannon fire and cracked machine gun fire, tearing into the retreating Soviets. And you see this now, their space keeping closer to the field gun. DevM knows what's up. Until getting more control of the field point here again, field. Since of course, I mean, most of the penal troopers can't really anyway unless against tank rifles threaten the 2-2 there. Got one of these getting the upgrade up here. 2-2 under fire from the field, and there you go. At the same time, it's actually quite exposed. It's quite isolated. Hans actually has a chance of wiping it out here with the double 2-2s. And there you go, engaging it. Sniper spotted, retreating here. But in this case, going for the field gun, I think it's going to be a really good choice there for Hans. He would steal it, turn it against DevM, which would definitely be, a plus. Though we got lots of troops coming in, he might be able to do it. He could, of course, eventually try to destroy it. Almost got ready here. He's got probably. Oh, dear, close. And there you go, ready. And there you go, recruiting it right away. Grenadiers can't quite spot. In fact, they're getting flanked here with engineers. He's going to lose the 2-2 here. He's going to lose it. So close to our hands, so close, and there you go, 2-2-2 down. The raid did not work out. The lack of mid support allowed of I think, prevent him from just completely doing it. But there was a bullet attempt here for Hans, and it was really close to working out. Really close. Instead, he got not much out of that one, to be honest. He cost DevM some manpower, but the problem is he lost a lot more in that 2-2-2. Still, Hans has been able to take advantage of this, maintaining good tactical field sense to actually push northwards for grabbing points here, instead of just focusing here. So very good handling of the battlefield there. Pack 40 on the way. Hans clearly, I think, starting to get worried about DevM pushing light vehicles against him. And there you go, Sneaky halted by the M42 sniper, but has yet to fire a single shot. And again, this sniper's now been out in the field for quite some time. And again, has not fired a single shot. He's not done anything. He's constantly been trying to catch that enemy sniper, and again, so far has achieved nothing. Again, this is just the power of DevM's sniper tactics. Again, bold, audacious, yet at the same time very prudent. Pretty much allowed him to keep up block pressure and Hans split him up, but again, at the same time, making it much harder for Hans to counter snipe it. And pretty much he's shown that any counter snipe ends up being a really bad investment. When at this rate, even if like he catches the enemy sniper and wipes it out, he's gonna lose a lot of manpower by it. Though I would say, I don't think it's quite yet there where DevM's sniper has fully earned itself in, though it is getting close. It is getting very close to having earned itself fully. He's got 10 kills and we're sort of roughly around 30 manpower, so he's close to having a full manpower return now on the sniper for now. And once he gets, I mean, pretty much that stage again, whatever sort of, Hans fails to kill it, I mean, even when he then gets it, he's going to lose so much manpower, it's not going to be worth it. So Hans is stuck in a pretty tricky situation, trying to catch us now, real zone sniper. But again, at this stage, I kind of ought to be figuring that the way that DevM is moving about his sniper, he knows it's there. You don't move a sniper like that unless you're actually anticipating an enemy sniper. But there you go, we got mobile defense for Hans. An interesting choice here. He's clearly worried about enemy light vehicles. He wants to counter them in the form of the Puma. Plus, of course, Ostrom there can help with his infantry. She just lost the Grenadier squad, so Ostrom can help him to grab territory. Plus, they're not nearly as amazing sniper targets. Not quite nearly as amazing sniper targets. But Hans is not getting easy time here from DevM, who is just relentlessly pushing on. And there you go. Hans basically decides to go to hell with this. Sort this scheisse. And begin shooting his sniper there against them. He's probably realised at this stage again, A, DevM knows that sniper about. B, he's just going to keep moving about the sniper in such a manner Hans is not going to be able to easily get him. At which point, Hans again had to D or C, use the sniper anyways, just to bite the bullet. I mean, again, there's no element of surprise anymore. Also, when they're heading on mine, engineers force back. Shooting reinforcing. No further takeoff for Hans. More mines getting off. DevM's making great use of the mines as well there, making it much harder for Hans to push ahead. Of course, making it hard for him to use the 2-2s. Hans continues to remain here a bit on defensive versus DevM. We've got a mortar out for Hans here. Not a bad choice. Can help bombard some of DevM's stuff. Plus provide smoke screens, which can make it a bit harder there for DevM's sniper attack to kill his stuff. Maxim flying away, this now moving out. There we go. Maxim getting slowly shredded out. The MG42 moving up. Mortar running here as well for Hans. Still no tank. Is he planning for a command Panzer IV? That is a bit risky in some ways. There you go. Anti-tank Puma was halted. More sitting up. Sniper there with slight repositioning. Of course, he's worried about DevM, who's now getting more aggressive with the sniper again. He knows for Hans sniper is now again. He knows specifically what it is, which allows him to play more specifically around it. So we'll see here, things just got a lot more interesting in that department. Troops are hitting reinforcement. And we got take up there for DevM. Tank command up. Pumas flanking from the north here, further putting pressure on Hans. Pan's going to do squad. I think versus all these Pumas would not be a bad choice at all. Their assault labs can certainly put some impact on them when properly handled. Plus, in case of vehicles, we can quickly turn them into a tank team with the Panzer Schrecks. Two moving about here. We get flares off from the sniper. Getting further line of sight, and of course making it harder there for Hans to creep up on him. Very good move there by DevM. Interesting note, he's not reinforcing the gears to help them build the tank command faster. I mean, they're actually just, doing it pretty slowly. I wish we would get some help for this. That's what you get for saying the Commissar has a big nose like a Jew. But he has! Shut up, Boris. 2-2, they're rolling about. From this coming up, we've got a T-Sun later for DevM. He's going to keep up the pressure, man, trying, again, he knows what Hans is going for, so he can force Hans to go for Puma. It does delay any sort of serious tech. Has so far, but definitely not teching either, anyways. Penalty is pulling ahead, he also needs to be careful. Modifying the Maxim, punching through the roof. Awesome, there's an advancing Strafniki. Closing in a Met 21, troops are healing, reinforcing. $16 kills on that sniper. 5 kills on Hanses. And struggling a bit with the map control still. DevM remains in again, the lead. He's got the initiative, he's got the tempo, he's calling the shots. Modifying engineers. T7 running about, spotting ahead there. I think the party's just trying to look out for anti-tank and also maybe look for targets for the sniper at the same time. Nice use there by way of the reconnaissance ability there for the T70. Very nice. And there you go, command tank up for Hans. I really feel like he'd been from just taking up, pulling for some medium armor. Run going for the command tank. He does help in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it pretty much means he can't easily take up, which leaves him vulnerable in some senses. And well, theoretically, if DevM is playing for the IS-2, Hans is going to be in a pretty sticky situation. He's got no serious counters to it at the moment. He's got 1 pack 40, which is not going to be enough, and the command tank, which is definitely not going to cut it either. We'll have to see what Hans is going to do. And of course, if he's aware his opponent's gone for armored assault, I mean, again, it is a very common doctrine at the moment, so a part of me thinks he ought to be to an extent prepared for it. Well, there you go, command team hit, pushing back the Strafniki, Maxim setting up the Ruiz target for the Befehlspanzerwagen in the center, Russians swarming through. They're taking advantage of the Hans' southern push there to hit into the center. Pack 40 being swarmed, also Gandhi's moving up here. Almost got the Maxim. It's not just because he's running about. He's trying to catch that so it's not, but again, DevM keeps pushing about there. As long as he doesn't know exactly where the sniper is, DevM is playing it aggressively yet at the same time peripherally. There's some really good field control there by DevM and field awareness, I feel like. So not all something I think all players can sort of just easily do, like have a sort of good idea where the possibilities are, where the enemy sniper are, and basically play around his sniper in such a way he can still harm his opponent, but at the same time keep away from the most likely sniper position there from his opponent. That is some high grade skill there. Pops getting smoked in there, pulled through with the command tank, flanks out, could cause some harm there, but he's taking a few hits there from the T70. 2-2 moving in, almost got the field gun, need to get some troops to support there as well. Half health almost down the command tank. Snub there. Skipping away there to DevM. And he calls in the Puma to help deal with the T70. And that pretty much precludes any meat attack here for Hans. And his command tank didn't get the field. And this is a bit the issue with Russian vehicles without any infantry support. It becomes much harder to clear that out. Finally got the field gun. He might even get the T70 here. But there you go, sniper spotted. Command tank is nearby, so that's made it a bit hard to kill. Going in for the T70 and got it. Abandoned even. But there you go, set to charge on the armored car, the Puma. Nice. Puma's almost down. Puma's there suppressed, trying to get it. Field gun opening up. Smoke popped hit. And machine guns, rifles firing. Field gun wiped out. Again. He can probably steal a hit with the Ostrom. Get away. Puma desperate trying to get away. MG42 moving up. A rather desperate battle here between DevM and Hans. Hans seems to slightly pull ahead for now in that engagement. This overall largely picture, he's still, I think, in a lot of trouble here versus DevM, and just keeps up with the pressure. And DevM, but he's got the fuel for the IS-2. He probably's got fuel for the IS-2 and the T-70 more, SU-76. He's going for another fuel to replace the one he's lost. He's not anticipating he can get back to it easily. Probably the best choice here. In the meanwhile, Hans needs more Pioneers. In fact, he's lost the Pioneer squad he had again, meaning he's got a lot of damaged vehicles he can't even repair. Hans is really feeling the heat here from DevM. He needs more Pioneers, and he needs more Pioneers now. There we go, 1 Pioneer squad. It's going to need 2. I mean, again, Puma, 2-2 command tank, all in desperate need of repairs. That's going to not be very fast here with a single Pioneer squad. He's also taking out victory points. Like, he can't afford to just sit back like this. He cannot afford to sit back like this. Just caught out in their machine, about to get wiped out. Sniper taking heavy hits here, close to death. Group ceiling reinforcing. Field gun recruits, and now DevM's got 2 field guns. He's almost there with the IS-2. I mean, he just needs the manpower. More strafing runs there. Hans just continues to remain in a pretty sticky situation with the 3rd Panzer Division against the 1st Mechanized Corps. 53 bombarding, Maxim setting up there. Healing there being performed. Hans could maybe consider using some of his counter-attack ability there to just help him grab points fast. That would be a bad choice. And I think at some stage we also maybe lay down some mines in that could also help a bit versus DevM. Could still, in fact. Oh, wait, DevM is moments away from IS-2. The Joseph Stalin 2 tank. Meanwhile, Hans has got 1 Pack and 1 Pumas, all supported by command tank to try and stop this IS-2. That is not going to be easy. In fact, it's going to be pretty ludicrously hard. More flares there from DevM. Very good work, use of that ability. Hans here trying to play aggressively. Just extend, maybe force DevM to extend and just, grab as much as he can, slow down the victory point bleed, which of course is really important. And IS-2 arriving there for DevM. Heavy armor there mobilized in the South Ostrop and Eastwood Pulse for the penal troopers. Moving ahead here for the Motherland with its 122mm gun. Pack 01 repulsed. 2-2 good to go. Hans is setting up for something, and of course the question is, how does he intend to handle the IS-2, because Pumas are not going to be a very efficient choice. They do not have enough penetration. They sort of reliably deal damage to the IS-2 unless they flank it. I mean, then it's going to need more than 1 Puma to really pull it off consistently. And if DevM just keeps the cover of the rear of the IS-2 covered there with some anti-tank weapons, it's going to be pretty difficult for Hans to do. Oh wait, IS-2 on the loose. For now, Hans will, I think, have to commit to a double pack here to sort of just try and stop it at least. Because otherwise he can't lay down sufficient firepower that actually has a decent chance of penetrating it. Now take up still. Sturks would be also pretty good here. Sturmgeschütz. So I've got Pumas engaging penal troopers. Another pack photo there for Hans. Definitely the anticipated result there of DevM's IS-2. Now the airstrafing run here, very, very close to Hydro Hans' suspense. It's 2-2 that is operable, so it should have a chance of shooting them down. But you should note it has a low chance of doing it. In fact, it's roughly around the same chance of an Ostwind doing it, which is a bit interesting to keep in mind. Considering the 2-2 is not exactly an anti-aircraft vehicle. It roughly, I think, has it. I think, according to someone who did some tests there, roughly. In some ways, slightly less consistent, but even then, roughly the chance is the same. Boom, there pursuing the RCX. Took quite a bit of damage there. Some packs and other mountain hits there. Can't quite take it down. Hans is down to almost 100 victory points here. Looking pretty rough in the north of the command tank. Counter-attacks, clearing the fuel point there of any rations. Securing the way there for further adventures here for Hans, who definitely needs to take up. And even the double pack 40s could end up being a stopgap here, though. For now, the IS-2 is going to be out of commission in this regard. He does an advantage, reduces doesn't have any engineers for this DevM. Although there's the big crew so for paving, that's going to be a bit slow, so that might just give Hans enough time to push back on the field if he doesn't do anything too silly. Mortar Barbie actually pretty close to getting the field ready. Very good. 25. Oh dear, snipers are actually now getting close to each other within range. Double field guns there, wait. Hammering. Need to mortar that position, and there you go. Need to be careful with the sniper, Hans. You don't know what's about. DevM might be going for the kill here. Oh, so close there. That was absolutely ridiculously close there. Double Maxim setting up there. IS-2 almost got to go again here thanks to the power of self-repairs. Which usually means duct tape and borscht. With a bit of vodka for spice. North there we got the command engaging the Strafniki there with the 75mm with a high explosive cannon. IS-2 rolling out here. Mortar number 2 almost done there for Hans. Not badly considering put more pressure on the infinite support weapons. But there you go, IS-2 may enter the pack 40. Target weak point here would be pretty good. And there you go. Fires the heat round. See heat round, sets a thermos. It's got coffee in it. Well, ersatz coffee. Getting in with the Puma. Pack 40 it was too slow to get the shot off. He could try to target weak point here from the Puma though, to make it a bit hard for the IS-2 to do what he wants to. Doing a lot of damage here though. Almost got the IS-2. DevM definitely needs to be careful with that. You also, I think, consider getting up some more arm support for the IS-2. Almost got it. Almost got it. Smoke pop. Almost got the IS-2. Hans is really pushing his luck here with the Puma though. Ah, yeah, got wiped out here with the IS-2 and his machine gun, I think. Really close there for Hans. Really close, but the IS-2 managed to live another day. And again, we see sort of the issue there with the Puma. Just can't seriously threaten the IS-2. And this is really, I think, why Hans needs to take up and begin pulling for armor, because the Pumas can sort of again threaten medium armor, as I mentioned in my video about it, but it's not that good versus heavy armor. Still, double mortars should make life a bit more difficult for DevM, but he really needs to pull for some proper panzers. He's also lost his command tank. He's about to lose his pioneers, which is definitely pretty bad there for Hans if he does lose them again. Ten kills. Pack being hit there. Then he's bring up with the light machine gun. I mean, if you basically consider just briefly taking to Tier 4 just to be able to equip resource from the light machine guns, which would also, I think, put more pressure than DevM's troops, but there definitely needs to be attack there for Hans. There definitely needs to be attack. Like, I think at this stage, the longer he delays his tech, I mean, the worse it just gets, because the IS-2 is just going to be hard for him to kill otherwise. Unless he can get really lucky with double pack 40s and a target weak point. Because DevM, I don't think, is going to foul it up. So far, I think he's been playing the IS-2 quite well. Now the T-70. Yeah, I mean, DevM is not too worried, I think, about medium armor at the moment, which is why he's easily coming to the T-70 support as IS-2. Otherwise, he'd probably be taking up himself in case it was really worked. Hans would hit him with, you know, some serious armored force. Again, Hans so far is either just not considering it, or he's just not thinking it's worth it. But there you go. Now the strafing run here is going to come down to the 2-2 once more to save the day for the infantry on the field as the Isle-2 Sturmovik strafe. 2-2 the Hemingway with its 20mm auto cannon. There you go, another command tank. Oh dear. Again, helps a bit in surviving some of the other engagements, but it really does not in any way help versus the IS-2. There you go, good hit from the pack 40, close to 2. And so there we go, target weak point actually stuns the IS-2 this time around, but Not enough anti-tank support to really panic or take advantage of it. Command Helpinghans turn from the south. 100 points left here for Hans and the 3rd Panzer Division, the 3rd Panzer Division. 2nd Panzer Grenadier Company. 2 sweeping out here. Troops in reinforcing, moving up for the next big attack. And there you go, IS-2 moving in. Are we finally getting some tech? No, we're not. Just briefly looked like it for some reason. Mortify, they're close heading there and really hurting the Pumas. Not quite there. And there you go, IS-2 going for the Panzer IV command tank. Shoots, penetrating hit there on the Panzer IV. Pack 40 setting up here. Shots bouncing off the IS-2's frontal armor easily. Almost got the max from the sniper falling back. 30 kills. Hans with 15 kills. Probably would have looked closer at Hans that's not waited forever attack to get his sniper into the action. Pumas was there moving up, supported by the sniper gun. These have a high likelihood of getting wiped, which would be quite costly for Hans. Yeah, that's going to be a wipe. At least they didn't drop a light machine gun for DevM. Pumas were there to utilize against. That would have been absolutely crushing. Oh, he might get the eyes to it. It's getting flanked. The 2-2, the pack's opening up. Main gun out. Oh, shots bouncing. 2-2 down. Got the IS-2. A small victory there for Hans. Devon's force actually now bleeding out quite aggressively. He might have gone a bit too confident. Hans might just be able to punch me. Even got the sniper. I'm not entirely sure what guarded. I don't think it was the sniper, to be honest. But the sniper's dead. I'm guessing it might actually been the mortars. Decent running with field gun support. But still, this is probably Hans' best shot at getting back into this. But he's down to 53 points. Can he sort of push hard enough? Can he focus hard enough to do it? And that's where basically being down to 2 Ostroms sort of push the field is going to be a bit hurtful for him. He's going to need at least a bunch more Ostrom. He's going to need Panzer Grenadiers or something that actually, successfully push ahead. Plus some good smoke screens to think to come against machine guns and the likes. But this is going to be close. If he wins, it's going to be pretty close. Modifying down the field guns up north here. Ostrom being pushed back. Almost taken up with their own S-mine field. DevM remains with an iron fist across the map. Using the T-7 to secure territory. Very good, very good. Pumas will note that set up an ambush position so the tank gets too close, they can easily hit with a satchel charge. Hans in this case was anticipating. Lastly was taking the arc around here to sort of avoid being ambushed that way. Really good anticipation by Hans, going for another Puma. If DevM though goes for another IS-2 though, which he is, it's gonna find itself striking a bit again. At this point I think Hans says just except he's not going to be taking up. Well, he's thinking he can get away with it, but again, the second IS-2 is going to make this pretty painful. And he really needs more infantry to uptake these points, because otherwise, like DevM can easily just dig in around them and just make it hard for Hans to push him off and then grab the points. IS-2 they're setting out. Pinning up machine gun on the way as well. Grabbing the southern fuel. Half checking away for Hans, possibly for flamethrower antics, in which case well, probably could have gone for that sooner. Though for reinforcement bits as well, that's good. He was anticipating, maybe guessing the snipers they took it out, maybe hoping for a mine. I don't know. Either way, though, he was clearly anticipating something to try to take it out, but there was nothing there. It was all in his head. Like 40 there, eventually 2. Commanding time to clear that machine gun does well. Down to 26 versus Dempsey 41. Puma they're going for the T-70. Field guns bring about. There's well direct hit from something. T-70 but looks like they got maneuvering the field guns. He goes for the T-70. Command tank clear the machine guns in the south. DevM's lack of tanks and also increasing lack of infantry is not helping out DevM either though. This force is starting to look a bit more shallow. Half taking about there, no upgrades for it. Just standing about there, sitting in the middle. There go flame for upgrade to try to burn through all of DevM's support weapons. Not a bad idea, such as the mortar, but he's being murdered here by maximum fine penal super fire, losing his veteran 3 mortar crew. Hans is getting desperate. He was willing to just push it in like that. He is getting desperate. And there you go, I see rolling in front of the packs here. Not enough time to target weak point by the looks of it. Other pack 40 is way too far ahead. Half tank almost good to go. Field gun's moving back trying to catch it. Pack 40 on his own being outmaneuvered. Ostrom on in base, needs to get into Panther first it. Rushing into pack 4 to grab the victory point. Field gun cleared out. 9 points left. 9 points. 7 points. 7. 6. Puma number 2 on the way there for Hans. Pack there trying to get the R2's not calling out the Puma moving in. Not really good. T7, T on the way as well. Just keeps going for more T7s. But the rest of his force actually collapsing a bit here. Destroying the field guns and short down. Can't get them back. And there you go. Puma flanking the R2. This is good. This is good for Hans. That's great for DevM. The rear is probably the Puma's the best chance, at which point its high rate of fire can actually allow to chew off a lot of the health of the R2 quite fast though again from the front. It's very bad, but because everyone's extending the R2 like this, it actually gives the Pumas a chance to outmaneuver the R2 and actually knock it out. So really good play there by Hans. And a bit of mistake they were doing. This is probably his big mistake with the IS-2, to be honest. But there goes rushing for the centre victory point. Hans is too focused on the IS-2 to get it. He needs to counter-attack immediately. Schnell. And there you go, takes out the IS-2, which DevM pushed too far there without support. Right now the big issue is how does he hold more than one victory point at the same time? That is 2 victory points at the same time with just this smaller force here. T7 running, he's defending the points to the bitter end. Like, DevM's force is basically collapsing now. But he's actually pulling off there because he just needs to hold Hans off the point for a bit longer. 3 points left. 2. Oh, he moved over the point. He moved off the point. Scheiße. And that's going to be GG. Game over. A loss there for Hans. A victory for DevM. A lot of mind games going on here. I think in this regard, again, thanks to Armoured Assault, though, DevM really had the advantage in the mind games. He had sort of better insight into what Hans was doing. Could easily just more play around it. But again, even then, I think like Hans was just too passive with that start in the early game. Again, he's too hopeful if he just catch DevM sniper there. And again, DevM saw through him again. He just played around. He actually knew it again. Radio incident. Of course, he knew about the snipers again. What was he saying all the time? He knew about the sniper again. He just knew how to play around it. Bingo again. Oh, holy shit, Dane, you're an idiot. But anyways, I mean, DevM was just several steps ahead of Hans all the times, and Hans just essentially just played along to DevM's tune rather than trying to break it up. And I think that really just gave DevM an advantage. I think Hans should have just added a bit more assault infantry, maybe sort of try to be a bit more aggressive. Probably shouldn't have bothered with the counter sniper. Just again try to just play around the sniper and hence to an extent play more mobile aggressive strategy that would I think put more pressure on DevM and then push for tech. Instead he ended up lingering around with Pumas and command tanks, which really just fell short again. Had it not been for that bit here with the victory points, he probably would have won. He actually was able to tear apart DevM's force composition because then I think they began extending too much, getting too aggressive, too reckless, possibly overconfident because he figured he was close to winning. And then Hans had a bit more of a lead, or I think had more infantry, probably could have pulled it off. But again, Hans's force composition just basically fell apart as the game went on, ensuring he couldn't actually hold the map very well. So I would say a very interesting, aggressive match between two highly skilled players right here on Faymonville Approach. So I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, subscribe, like, share, comment on. If you like what I do consider supporting by Patreon or PayPal. Victory or links in the video description. This Imperial links in. Cheers, thank you for watching. I hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.